You're a podcaster, you're a business leader, or you're a content creator, and you want to raise your prices. You want to raise your prices. You want to be known for your work and for what you're doing and things like that. You may be thinking that content creators, content creation, that term is becoming oversaturated. Well, guess what? It's not. It just seems like that based on people whom you follow. Okay. Um, but you're stuck in feeling the imposterness of you feeling like you're a fraud, that people, don't want to hear you out. People don't want to hear what you have to say. People don't want to hear your story. Or you're just feeling like you don't know as much as you should. You haven't been in the game as much or as long as other people who have been in the game and things like that. So you're really feeling the doubt, right? You're feeling like your social media strategy, whatever you're doing, it's not working, so you give up, right? When you talk, you do your first public speaking gig ever, people don't come up to you to talk to you or who even want to book with you, and you don't do it again because you thought you sucked, right? You thought you were bad. You're a podcaster and no one is listening to your podcast, things like that. So you stop because you feel like no one cares what you have to say. Okay. This is not just about raising your prices. This is about being confident and walking in your truth, walking your authenticity, that powerful word again, and just being you and owning it and being confident that this is a process. This is a learning journey, okay? This can take probably 3 to 5 years and sometimes even longer. There's people who have been branding themselves as a personal brand, like their personal brand, for years, y'all. The Rock wasn't always The Rock, okay? Um, Dr. Dre wasn't always Dr. Dre. 50 Cent wasn't always 50 Cent. And the list goes on. These people literally honed in their personal brand for years, okay? If you're not trying to hold in your personal brand, if you're not trying to have your business be in longevity, then this video isn't for you. This content isn't for you because I'm not the content creator or the podcaster or the person to just lie to you and tell y'all, listen, y'all can make $1 million in 6 months if you work your ass off. Yes, some people may do that, but guess what? They had some help, they had some investors, things like that. But the average person, we're going to have to literally work our ass off even within that 1 year. Those are the people that I'm talking to. I'm talking to the people that believe themselves, they have self motivation, they talk, I don't always talk to myself nicely, but hey, I'm aware of that, and now guess what I do? So I'm talking to those people that strongly believe that they can do it. They strongly believe in their product. They strongly believe that whatever they're doing, whatever the product is, can help someone and add value to them, to their life. But the only thing that they need help on is just getting that passion and getting that value out there to where someone wants to listen to their podcast, someone wants to attend their speaking engagement, or they want to attend a community event of theirs. I'm talking to those people. And if that's you, keep watching because listen, like I said before, this is a journey. This is a process, just like life. Life is a process. Life is a journey. Do not get hung up if your social media isn't social mediaing. I don't even know if that's a word, but just don't get hung up in all of that jazz, okay? I want you to just really take a breath. Take a deep breath out and tell yourself that you will make it. You will make it. Repeat after me. I will make it. I am doing the best I can. Okay? So, this feeling of imposter syndrome, here are ways to become more confident in your product, in your value, in yourself, when you're attending networking events as yourself, if you're into personal branding, or even if you're just a faceless account, here are some ways to become who you are in person and online. All right. I'm reading my notes over here like I always do. I want you to understand and believe in the value that you're providing. Okay. You need to know what you're doing frontwards, backwards, diagonal, sideways. You get the drift, right? You need to know what you're doing, okay? It's okay to sometimes say, I don't know, because that shows humbleness, right? It shows humility that you don't know everything. I don't know everything. People don't know everything, things like that. But you do need to be confident in what you're doing. What I'm saying is, if you're a content creator, but you call yourself a content creator, but you haven't posted in the last 2 weeks, you haven't posted in the last 30 days because you're worried that someone else is going to think negatively about you, your friend from high school, that every time that you tell them that you want to be a content creator and they tell you, oh, everyone's doing that nowadays and you want to do that too, like you're basically following a trend, right? You're going to have those people that are going to feed, like they're going to feed you negativity. So that's why there's a saying that says, don't tell everyone your goals, don't tell everyone your dreams and aspirations, because they're going to project their fears into you and they're going to insult you and things like that. So don't be afraid to post your content because of situations like that, or just a thought of that happening. Or you're just worried that people are not going to like your stuff. First of all, I want to let y'all know that likes and follows is so superficial. It's so superficial. Okay, this is not a popularity contest, although it may seem like that because of all the gurus that are now all of a sudden going around and they have thousands, millions of views, things like that. We really don't know where those follows or where those likes came from. Coming from a person, full transparency moment here, when I first started my journey out in November 2023, I bought followers because I was like, for TikTok, I was like, you know what the heck? I want to go live, but let me see what's going to happen, things like that. So I bought up to 1,200 followers on TikTok and your girl went live. But that was a mistake in my opinion, because my followers were from like Bangladesh and Brazil and some other countries. They weren't based in the United States, and those people were not my target audience, okay? Don't get lost in the sauce of the popularity, okay? I literally redid and made a new TikTok because of that, because I learned my lesson. So you never know with these macro influencers, how much of the followers are actually real, how much of the likes are actually real. Sometimes they're fabricated, and it's not just them; it's also musicians and artists who do that to fake numbers. That's why it is superficial. The only thing that's real is if you're hosting an event and people show up for you, that's when you know that people really rock with you, right? Or you're having a podcast and people actually tune into your podcast. You're forming a community around your podcast. That's how you know when it's real. That's how you know when you're forming a community. That's how you know when people want to hear what you have to say. But if you're lacking those listens on your podcast, if you're lacking those commitments of if you're hosting a workshop and no one's attending, again, it's still a journey. And it goes on to say, well, how are you talking about your product? Are you talking about it shy? Is your head down when you're talking about your product? Yeah, my product is really good. You're not even talking to the person straight on in their eyeballs. Yeah, it can be intimidating to look at someone when you're listening to them or talking to them, but do it because it shows interest and it shows engagement. Look at people when they're talking to you. Look at people face to face when you're talking about your product. Yes, My name is Tiffany, and I'm a content creator in the beauty industry, and I'm looking for some brand partnership deals. I recently did a video that got 10K views and 100 comments on there, things like that. Talk about your stuff, okay? When you're talking to people, anyone, when you're networking, have an opportunity. It doesn't make you narcissistic, it doesn't make you self absorbed or anything like that, especially when someone asks you about what you're doing, about what you content, your podcast, you're a business leader in whichever industry. It doesn't make you narcissistic to talk about your stuff. People want to know, that's why they're asking, right? So give them that information, okay? So look at someone in the eyes when you're talking to them and talk with confidence and with proudness that you love your stuff, you love your product, you love your value, you love yourself. And when you have that same energy, people are going to want to flock to you. And that is how you form your community within that aspect. Also, believe that you can solve that person's problem. I'm a problem solver at heart, always been that way. I don't like having a problem but then not thinking of a solution right away. That's just who I am by heart. So when you're talking to someone, when you're talking online, believe and know that you can solve that customer's problem. And that is how you know when you can raise your prices and things like that as well, because you have social proof, you have testimonials that you know what you're doing. You know your stuff. You know your stuff, girl, man, person. Okay, we're gender neutral here. Most importantly, I want you to practice, okay? Practice, practice, practice. Practice your pitch or your presentation until you're comfortable with it as a content creator, as a business leader, as a podcaster. Get on camera, okay? Go live maybe sometimes, post on YouTube. Post some videos on Instagram or TikTok. You know, I've personally redone my strategies over and over again. I thought I wanted to be on TikTok. I thought I wanted to be on LinkedIn. So now I want to be strictly on YouTube and my Substack because that's just more creative for me. And I have a podcast with that and I'm on Instagram, right? I don't need to be on every social media platform. If you thinking that you have to be everywhere right now in the beginning of your process, you're overwhelming yourself and you're stressing yourself out. Okay? Breathe. You don't need to be on every social media platform, okay? But with the platforms that you're on, practice, write, right? That's the only way how you become a better communicator is through writing and through reading. Read other people's captions, read other people's posts, read other people's blogs, engage in them, okay? You give what you receive, what you give back. So give the engagement, give the reach, give the follow up you really want to follow and like, right? If you want people to engage in your stuff online, make sure to also give that out, okay? Practice that. Don't be afraid to ask for feedback from your clients, from your guests on your podcast show, like a survey. You can send them a survey afterwards. Say, hey, how did you like this podcast? How did you like the questions that I gave you? Did you believe that we talked about your story and things like that? Don't be afraid to ask for feedback, because the only way that you grow is through asking for feedback, constructive criticism. And that's when you use discernment and your intuition and your gut of when people are giving you really good, really great feedback that you can actually implement, or if they're just insulting you, okay? Don't be afraid to offer or to receive feedback. Surrounding yourself with positivity. If you're dealing with imposter syndrome and self-doubt of being a content creator, a podcaster, or a business leader, surround yourself with good people who want to see you win genuinely, and that you also want them to win genuinely. Surround yourself with these people, positive vibes that want to laugh, that want to smile, that want to support you, that want to say, girl, you're doing it. Man, you're doing it. You're doing the damn thing, and I am proud of you. Surround yourself with people who are not afraid to tell you that they're proud of you. Surround yourself with people who comment on your stuff, who engage with your stuff, who like your stuff, who follow you. Send them a DM, send them thank you, say thank you. I see you. I see you commenting on my stuff. I see you listening to my podcast. I see you DMing me for the link for the podcast every time that I post something. I see you coming to my workshop events that I'm always having. I see you coming to my speaking engagements, and I want to thank you. Send them a thank you card, send them a hug, give them a hug, just send them a thank you and appreciate them. Okay, you receive what you give back into this world. It's like a universal law, and it applies to everything. Be grateful for the love that you do receive, because when you're grateful for the love that you already receive, more is going to come back to you. Yes. Now, as a podcaster, a content creator, and a business leader, if you've had objections so far in your journey and that's made you think that you're not good enough, that's made you think that what you're saying isn't doesn't matter, people aren't signing up for your programs, people aren't signing up, you know, for whatever you're selling. People, people aren't buying what you're doing. If you're a travel agent, people haven't inquire about your products and things like that. Sorry about that. The thing is, it's okay. It's okay, because this allows you to practice, to fill out energies, and to just realize, ooh, this is what I said, this is what I did. Let me see how I can do it better or improve it for next time. It's like working in corporate America as a 9 to 5, right? Talking to a coworker, talking to a boss, or doing a project, things like that, and it's not working out. Just do it again. There's more pressure, I realize, because it's up to you and you only, and you feel like you're not doing enough. But you are doing enough. You are doing the thing. You are doing it. And I want to tell you that I am proud of you, okay? Also, prepare for an objection. If you're a content creator, podcaster, business leader, and you're DMing someone to be a public speaker for their event, or you want to host a workshop, or let's just say you have a podcast, no one's listening to you, you'd say, hey, I have a podcast, here it is, no one comments on it, things like that. It's okay. It's okay that that you're going through that right now, because like I said in the beginning of this video, it is a journey, it is a process, and trust me, if you keep being consistent, intentionally, not talking about posting every day if you don't want to, or twice a day, 3 times a day, you don't have to do all that, okay? It's just showing up consistently with engaging with other people, commenting on other people's stuff, knowing what you're talking about, being confident what you're talking about and what you're selling, because everyone is selling something. Even if you work a 9 to 5, you're still selling a product, okay? Just not your own. Be confident in yourself and in what you're doing. Okay. Raise the price, raise the value. What you're doing takes labor, it takes time. And we can get a lot of things back in terms of materialistic things. But when it comes to time, we cannot get our time back. So if you make jewelry and it takes you 10 hours to make a bracelet and you're only charging $7.50 for your bracelet, you're undercharging yourself. Okay? Charge $15, right? Because you still have to think about the stuff and the materials that you spent for that bracelet and things like that. Charge it $15, maybe even 20. Okay? If people really like you, like a robot, you, the NFC people, people buy from other people. If people like you, if people like what you're doing, if people believe in what you're doing, if you believe in what you're selling, what you're doing, people are going to buy from you. People buy from people. They don't buy from robots. They don't buy because they don't like someone. They research. If you're a consumer like myself, I like to research things, some things in terms of what it is. I like to research it before I purchase it. And then I'm like, ooh, this person, like, she just said something in a video, and I was like really resonating with it. I was really like relating to what she was saying. I'm gonna buy from her. I've done that before. That's a true story. Okay. Most importantly, visualize yourself being successful. Okay. The imposter syndrome is literally an emotion, it's a feeling. And did you know that emotions only last for 90 seconds and feelings are a choice? That is a real scientific fact. Imposter syndrome is an emotion. It's an emotion of feeling self doubt, feeling sad. You know, sad is an emotion, unhappy is an emotion, disappointed is an emotion. You know, feeling is like, wow, like I feel like I can feel it. Like you don't feel like you're a fraud. You have an emotion based on a moment that made you feel that way. So when you can decipher between the emotion and the feeling in that moment and just breathe it away and just feel good, that feeling of that emotion of imposter syndrome, feeling like an imposter, is going to leave your mind. And also, 82% of the population, you all, deal with feeling like an imposter. So you are not alone. In fact, if you realize it, a lot of humans, a lot of people, we all go through the same type of different struggles, the same type of different burdens, you know, just in different magnitudes and things like that. But at the end of the day, everyone is going through basically the same human connection. And if you're on social media like I am for research or just in general, you get to know that we are all have the same stories, just in different capacities. It's crazy. We're all connected. We are all universally, humanly, spirituality connected. We are one, truly. So you're not the only person feeling like an imposter. So with that being said, always visualize yourself in success. Feel the emotions. Ooh, I'm happy. Why are you happy? I'm happy because I am a magnificent podcaster. I am an astounding business leader. I am an impactful content creator, right? Visualize yourself being this way, and trust me, the success that you're looking for, the clients that you're wanting, the community that you're hoping for, it is going to come to you. And the last thing that I want to share is to never, ever stop learning. Continue learning about your industry, y'all. Never stop about learning about your competitors, your customers, tools, resources, because this will also make you feel more confident in what you're selling and what you're doing, and make you feel confident in your value, right? You'll feel more valuable, you'll feel more worthwhile, which I want to say you are already worth it, child, right? So never stop learning your craft, whether you're a podcaster, a content creator, or a business leader. I trust that this video and this podcast led you in the right direction. My name is Sydney, and I'm a personal branding coach, and I help content creators, business leaders, and podcasters with their personal brand and find their community online and offline, help you find your tribe and things like that. Say it with me, y'all. Say it with me, you all. I will be all right. I will be all right. I will be all right. All right, chicas. I love y'all. Have a great day. Bye.